Alert day conditions for Saturday morning. We're going to have the exact timing here in just a few minutes.
The Dane County Fair is back. I'm Tanasia Shaw, and I'm covering what you should know before you head to the Alliant Energy Center.
And later, special education getting a big boost in funding, but some say it's still not enough in Wisconsin. How much advocates say needs to be done. We welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. And good evening, I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Curls, and thanks for watching.
We begin with weather where severe storms are possible for later tonight and also into tomorrow morning.
And these storms could bring rain, lightning, strong winds, and possibly hail. Let's get a first check on the forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller.
That's right. We do have alert day conditions for the first half of Saturday. So from about 2 a.m. through 10 a.m. on Saturday for southern Wisconsin, as we are going to be watching potentially a line of showers and thunderstorms move out of Minnesota, and they are going to bring us that chance for possibly another round of severe weather. A marginal risk there in the green, so an isolated chance for severe weather. In the yellow, that's a slight risk. So we're going to see more of a scattered chance for severe weather as we go into the morning hours on Saturday. Let's jump future track all the way out to 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Those showers and thunderstorms moving out of La Crosse and the La Crosse area into more of the Wisconsin River Valley. So we're looking at least no sooner than midnight going into Saturday for these showers and thunderstorms to begin to impact us. And they'll continue to push off towards the south and east as we go into that 6, 7, 8 o'clock time frame on Saturday, pushing further south and east as we go into the noon hour on Saturday. We'll dry out, maybe an isolated shower into the afternoon, but we will likely stay partly to mostly cloudy for the rest of Saturday. What are we talking about in terms of threats? Mainly strong winds. We'll also see a small hail threat as well as heavy rain. And again, because we're going to be dealing with strong winds, while we're not underneath a tornado threat, there's really never a time that I can confidently say there will absolutely never be a tornado. So always just make sure that you have a way to receive weather alerts. We could very easily see a brief, weak spin up as we go overnight into the early morning hours on Saturday. We enter into a ring of fire pattern as we go into next week. We're talking about that setup and when it may break down and what that means for us in the full forecast.
Sounds good. Thank you, Blaze. And you can track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download this for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
Next at 6, an update on the death of a Dodgeville woman.
The man found with Dorinda Segebrett's car remains in Nebraska and is officially charged. 23-year-old Gavin Thompson appeared in court today. Officials in Nebraska charged him with operating a car to avoid arrest, hiding remains, and theft. He allegedly led police in the state on a chase in Segebrett's car. Now, after officers arrested him, they found her remains in the vehicle. We also heard from Iowa County officials. The Dodgeville mayor spoke just a couple of hours ago.
To the Segebrett family, we are sorry for your loss. We grieve with you, and we will stand by you, now and always. May we move forward together in healing, support, and unity.
For now, Thompson is in jail in Nebraska on a $5 million bond. Iowa County Sheriff's officials say he'll likely be extradited back to Wisconsin next week.
A criminal complaint obtained by News 3 Now shows Thompson allegedly admitted to entering Segebrett's home and stabbing her to death. The sheriff's office says the DA will file multiple charges against Thompson, and those include first-degree intentional homicide, burglary with a dangerous weapon, hiding a corpse, and operating a car without the owner's consent. Now to an update on a murder-suicide in an apartment complex that happened in Janesville last month. Police have now identified the shooter in that case, and they say 21-year-old Javarius Wicks shot and killed Haley Lounsbury, Julia Savicker, and Scott Roberts. This was on June 17th before taking his own life. Wicks was a tenant at the Aspen Square Apartments on North Pontiac Drive. According to the investigation, one of the victims had a prior relationship with Wicks and was at the apartment to get some personal belongings when the shooting started. An investigation into that incident is ongoing, and we want to take this opportunity to share some resources. This is the Domestic Abuse Intervention Services Hotline. You can call the 24-hour helpline at 608-251-4445. All calls are confidential. Even if you don't live in Dane County, you can call and Days will help you find resources near you. If you're not comfortable talking over the phone, you can also text the number there at the bottom of your screen.
Well, state support for special education funding is seeing its biggest increase in almost 3 decades.
The state biennial budget passed earlier this month provides nearly $1.4 billion for schools. But as our Ellie LaLiberte shows us, public school advocates say it isn't enough.
Right now, the state reimburses special education costs at roughly 30%, but this biennial budget will raise that to 42% the first year and 45% the second. But public education advocates say that's only half of what they're looking for.
We were advocating for 90% reimbursement for special education.
Peggy Wartz-Olson is a teacher and the president of the Wisconsin Education Association Council. She wants to see more support from the state for public schools.
Yeah, we need full reimbursement for special education needs.
By law, schools are required to support students that have special needs. However, Jill Underly, the state superintendent, says without a full reimbursement, schools may need to take money to support those students out of the general education fund.
It's just unfortunate that they have to find a way to make up the difference in the cost through other means.
But she says it moves the needle in the right direction.
And that'll take a little bit of pressure off of our school districts, at least in that area.
However, the budget did not include an increase in general state aid for K-12 schools. This after a record number of Wisconsin school districts went to referenda last November, including Madison.
What we're seeing is this rise in referendum because our school districts don't have extra money just lying around.
The state needs to do its part in fully funding our public schools, right? That starts with full funding for special education reimbursement, but it doesn't stop there.
Both Underly and Wartz-Olson says the increase is progress.
Ultimately, we want all kids to be successful.
Reporting in Madison, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Ellie, thank you. And Madison School Superintendent Dr. Joe Gothard said at a press conference last week that even with that reimbursement increase, a lack of support from the state could mean another referendum in the future. Well, right now, as summer tradition is back at Alliant Energy Center, today is day 2 of the Dane County Fair, and it runs through the weekend.
Our Tanisha Shaw is live at the festival with today's activities. Hi, Tanisha.
Hi, Eric and Sarah. I'm here at the Alliant Energy Center. I know you're probably hearing the cheers behind me. There's so much to do here. So let me tell you about one of the shows that you can watch today and throughout the weekend. I'm going to step out a little bit and let you get a look at what's going on here. So this is a Globe of Death squad. They came all the way from Texas, and they are here. You see they're about to jump over some kids. Watch it say jump over with their bike over some kids. So it's getting a little crazy. It's getting a little scary, but it's all fun. These are professionals. Now, this is just one of the shows that you can watch. As I've been saying all day, we have salsa, music, food, so much more. So quickly, I'm going to tell you what you should know before you head out the door and head to Alliant Energy Center this weekend. So the doors open at 8 a.m. and they close, the gates, I should say, open at 8 a.m. and they close at 8 p.m. every single day. Festival grounds close around 11 p.m. every day, and the festival itself ends on Sunday at 11 p.m. So at the gate, the prices are $10 for kids, $15 for adults. You can get cheaper prices online if you want to do that ahead of time. Good news for everybody, parking is free. Just make sure you get here earlier if you want a good parking spot. And we have that and so much more that I'm going to tell you about. And I'm going to have even more in just about 10 minutes. Eric and Sarah, I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Tanisha. It looks like fun. Looking forward to seeing more of those kids or not. I don't know. We'll see. Check in with her again in another 20 minutes or so.
Still ahead on News 3 Now at 6. A local brew house winning big.
Yeah, also the Wisconsin Veterans Museum is opening a new exhibit about D-Day. We take a sneak peek at what it has to offer. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. A local brew house movie theater is celebrating after winning big at the U.S. Open Beer Championship, of all things. Flick's Brew House in Madison took home a gold medal for its Tangerine Saison in the Belgian-style fruit beer category and a silver medal for its 10-day Scottish ale. The championship, known for drawing thousands of entries, is a significant event in the brewing industry. Overall, Flick's won 16 medals, with each location judged as an independent brewery.
Well, the Wisconsin Veterans Museum is opening a new exhibit today depicting D-Day and stories from Wisconsin veterans who were at Normandy on June 6th of 1944. Through the eyes of soldiers, sailors, and airmen, the exhibit features paintings by historical artist Keith Rocco. Other displays include dioramas and artifacts from Wisconsin men who survived that pivotal World War II battle. Among them, Stoughton's Ralph Zwicker, Carl Hemauer of Stockbridge, and Dr. John Mendenhall from Madison.
And the trick was figuring out how to prioritize some of those great stories and some of the great artifacts that we have. We've got helmets, you know, the usual stuff that you'd see, equipment, but we also have a guy who cleared mines off of Utah Beach and brought home a deactivated mine.
The exhibit is open now through January 3rd of next year.
Well, if you're attending the Coldplay concert or just headed downtown for events this weekend, there are some road closures to be aware of. Monroe Street will be closed between Regent and Randall Avenue starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and that reopens about 3 a.m. Sunday. Parts of Regent Street will also be closed for approximately 1 hour after the concert from about 11 p.m. to midnight. Temporary on-street parking restrictions will be in place, just like we see for a UW home football game. You can find a complete list of closures at channel3000.com. The concert begins at 6 and is set to end about 11. Still ahead, some good news for those who missed out on seeing Wicked at the Overture Center this week.
Plus, we're going back out to the Dane County Fair with some more on the weekend festivities, plus how the weather is looking for all the big events this weekend in our area. Blaze returns a complete look at the forecast.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Well, if you're one of the many people who missed out on seeing Wicked at the Overture Center this week, we have some good news. A matinee performance is being added for next week. The show is scheduled for next Thursday, July 24th at 1 p.m. This announcement comes after Tuesday's performance had to be canceled due to an unforeseen water shutoff at the venue. Those who had tickets for Tuesday's show automatically have these tickets transferred to the new Thursday show, and those who cannot make that one are able to request a refund or exchange their tickets for another performance if seating is available.
Day 2 of the Dane County Fair is underway. Today's theme is Kids Day with tons of fun activities planned for the entire day.
Let's head out back now to the Alliant Energy Center. That's where our Tanisha Shaw is right now. Hi, Tanisha.
Hi, Eric and Sarah. There's so much going on right now at the fair. Let's get another look at this Global Death Squad look really quickly. Remember, they're all the way from Texas giving this bike show, and it's a packed house right now. So many kids and families really just enjoying the show, and kids and families really make this festival go around. They're the reason why we have the exhibits and everything else. I'm here with Liam and Finn. They're part of Dane County 4-H, and I'm going to let Liam first tell me exactly what Dane County 4-H is for the viewers at home.
4-H is all about showing animals, not all about showing animals. It's really about being part of the community, volunteering, and also you get this awesome Dane County Fair every summer.
Exactly. So these kids help us see the chickens, the cattle, everything that you see in the exhibit halls, they're responsible for. So how does it feel to be a part of Dane County 4-H, Finn?
I think it feels really fun. I mean, it's also a really great club to be in, and you get a lot of fun experiences like club outings and, of course, the Dane County Fair.
Okay, and also tell me, what is your favorite part about the festival? If somebody's at home like, I don't know if I should go or not, what would you say, like, this is really a big draw and this is why you should go?
I mean, the carnival rides are super fun, and there's also a lot of shows happening, like the motorbike you saw at the start.
All right, and what's your favorite part?
I'm kind of stuck on two things. I think one of them is the baked potato stand. I think everyone who comes here should go give it a try. Really good food, and also I really like walking up and down the exhibition halls with all the animals in them and just looking at them.
And both of y'all are working the potato stand this year, right? Okay, so what should they order? Obviously something that's potatoes.
A loaded baked potato with everything on it.
Yeah, same idea.
All right, Liam and Finn, thank you so much. Eric and Sarah, I'm going to send it back to you. The gates close today at 8 p.m., and that's throughout the weekend. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. is when the gates open and close. Festival grounds close at 11 p.m., and the last day that you can be a part of Dane County's fair here at Alliant Energy Center is Sunday.
All right, great job with those guys. I'm suddenly hungry for baked potatoes.
Me too.
And some storms, though. We want those to be after the fair closes, Blaze.
Yes, and we're likely not going to be dealing with any storms until midnight going into Saturday at the earliest. Now, they're going to continue to push off towards the southeast as we go overnight into the mid to late morning hours on Saturday. So they'll start off towards La Crosse, Camp Douglas, La Crosse County, Vernon County, and Monroe counties. That's going to be between, I would say, 1 and 3, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And then they're going to push south and eastward as we go into the mid to late morning hours, finally wrapping up as we go into, I would say, the 10 through noon time frame on Saturday. So if you are going to be doing any morning activities, definitely take the First Warn Weather app with you. Check to make sure that you're not walking out into any showers or thunderstorms, or if they're going to be moving over you, they're going to be possibly packing some strong winds as well as heavy rain, and some hail could be possible as well. As I mentioned, going into the second half of Saturday, drying out, getting into those low 80s, especially if we dry out sooner rather than later. Not to mention, we'll add a little bit more sunshine as we begin to wrap up Saturday. Going into Sunday, the rest of the weekend is looking much more calm, upper 70s to low 80s to end the weekend. So maybe we hold off on any activities on Saturday until Sunday if we can push them, just to avoid any cancellations or delays because of that morning to early afternoon rain chance. Then we go into next week. That's when we enter into what we call the Ring of Fire pattern, getting its name from the Ring of Fire around the Pacific, where we find all those volcanoes around the edge of the Pacific Ocean. We are going to be on the edge of a high pressure system, and our volcanoes this time are going to be these rain chances, not only during the daytime hours, but during the nighttime hours as well. In terms of rain totals over the next 7 days, we're looking at about a ½ an inch in the dark blue to isolated spots of about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Some of these rain chances will occur at night because not only does this blocking high pressure system push that jet stream northwards and keep it overhead, it also brings up a little bit of heat as well. We're going to be back into those upper 70 or upper 80s to low 90s as we go into the middle of next week. Because this blocking high pressure system does exactly this, blocks weather, those low pressure systems, they can't go to our south. So that's the reason why we get system after system, rain chance after rain chance following the jet stream as we go not only into next week, but possibly into the middle of the following week as well. We're coming off of an active day on Wednesday. Now that tornado count with 5 confirmed tornadoes touching down across Wisconsin on Wednesday, up to 31 for the entire year so far. That surpasses the average per year Wisconsin normally sees of 23. We have 15 EF0s, 11 EF1s, 4 EF2s, and 1 EF0. You can read all about the 5 tornadoes on July 16th, this past Wednesday, in my latest Beyond the Barometer. There's a look at the 7 and 10-day forecast. Alert day on Saturday, a very pleasant end to the weekend before the heat, humidity, and rain chances return all throughout next week.
Not a bad weekend, though.
Not a bad weekend. Sunday's going to be great, yes.
Thanks, Blaze.
All right, Blaze, thank you. Andrew's here with sports. Badgers staying busy over the summer.
They sure are, especially off the field. Still to come in sports, why Wisconsin football's new starting quarterback spent his afternoon helping the next generation. That's next on News 3 Now. Wisconsin football needs to start winning some more games this season, and that's no secret. That's also why they went out and got a new starting quarterback in Billy Edwards Jr., who's just as dedicated to winning off the field than he is on it. That's why he spent his afternoon in Middleton helping out at a youth football camp, focused on helping young quarterbacks improve, passing on to the next generation what was given to him.
Really just the impact. You know, this is kind of bigger than me, something that I kind of realized from a young age. You know, a lot of older players, coaches and stuff have, been able to have a lasting impact on me. So when Joey reached out to me, I was like, yeah, this, obviously we have fall camp here coming up soon, and, August will be right around the corner. So I may not get, another opportunity to do something like this in my, 6 or 7 months here left in Madison. So just the impact, the opportunity to get around these kids.
Well, speaking of football, it's hard to believe that we are less than a week away from Packers training camp starting, but it's easy to believe that News 3 Now will be live and on the scene. Jason Wilde and I will talk to the players and Matt LaFleur, as well as analyze the season to come. That is this next Wednesday. Last season, Wisconsin men's basketball struck gold in the transfer portal with John Tonje. He was an All-American and an NBA draft pick. And this year, Greg Gard is hoping that he struck gold again with Nick Boyd. He brings a lot of experience to the Badgers, having gone to the Final Four with FAU, and this past season led a team to big success at San Diego State. As far as the person that he is, well, I'll just let him introduce himself.
I'm just like a chill guy. I mean, I just like to just relax, get in the gym. So I've been loving just, coming in here. I mean, this beautiful arena. I haven't played in, or I haven't had a home court like this ever. So I'm excited to meet the fans and just see the environment. But a beautiful arena like this, to be able to wake up in the morning and tie my shoes and get some shots up in here and then come in at night and get it in, that's my favorite part. But in terms of the city, I mean, it's underrated. Like, coming from New York, coming from San Diego and Boca, in Florida, you'd never expect, the city to look like this.
Yeah, we like it too. Welcome to Madison.
Right.
Coming up tonight at 10, we'll bring you new details about the Dodgeville woman found dead earlier this week in Nebraska. What the suspect in the case told investigators about how he allegedly killed 67-year-old Dorinda Segebrecht. Again, that's tonight. Join us for News 3 Now at 10.
And we're dealing with some alert conditions for overnight.
Yes, alert day conditions for Saturday morning. We have a isolated to scattered chance, so a marginal to slight risk for severe weather. Quickly, Future Track brings in those storms after midnight and continues to impact us through at least 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then we're quiet on Sunday.
All right, Blaze, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Entertainment Tonight is next.
And our next newscast is at 10 o'clock. Stay tuned. You can always find us streaming as well, 24/7 on Channel 3000+.